Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. We have just gotten a taste of the new Cloak and Dagger TV show, and they may be unfamiliar faces to some of you. Who exactly is this duo? Tyrone Johnson and Tandy Bowen are a duo that have been around since 1982 and have a long history, and now are being thrust back into the spotlight all these years later. So let's take a look at the top 10 Cloak and Dagger shocking facts. In the number 10 spot is how they were created. Writer Bill Mantlo came up with the idea for the superhero duo in a bit of a strange way. He was on a trip to Ellis Island, which is where the Statue of Liberty resides, and the first point of contact for immigrants entering the US. At night, he was influenced by the feelings of misery, hunger, and wanting that he said haunted him at the island. And out of the blue, the images and stories of Cloak and Dagger materialize. So wanna write a couple awesome characters? Get traveling. Next at number 9, we got how they met. Tyrone was unable to save his friend from being shot by a cop because he has a major stutter. This event caused him to run away. On the other hand, Tandy was raised in a rich household but was neglected and ran off as well. Out on the streets, somebody nabbed Tandy's purse and Tyrone rescued it for her. Soon they became fast friends. Little did Tandy know Ty was also thinking about stealing her purse at the same time. He's probably glad he hesitated now. Coming in at number 8, they are not mutants. Most times, but they were. Sometimes. Yeah, I know, I hate me too. In their earliest appearances, the duo were considered mutants just like the rest of the associated X-Men. Their powers were latent, activated by an injection of a legal drug. However, they were later claimed to be mutates, whose powers were triggered by external mutagens. So the status went back and forth until I think everyone settled on them not being mutants, but humans who were changed with a mutagenic alteration. Or were they? In the number 7 spot, we have their powers. So what did all this DNA altering end up doing to them? Cloak's power lies within his body being attuned to the Dark Force, with which he can manipulate to steal people's life force or shroud them in misery and nightmare. Dagger, on the other hand, can create daggers of psionic light that wound or heal. The two work so well together because Cloak needs to feed off the life force of light, and Dagger is always at risk of overcharge. Symbiosis at its finest. Up in number 6 is their villains. A unique feature about Cloak and Dagger when they were starring in their own series is that they often did not deal with costumed supervillains. Rather, they tackled street crime. Looking at the powers they wield, if you ask me, it seems a little unfair to the street criminals. To reflect on this sentiment, the books did tackle the issue of whether Cloak and Dagger were part of the solution or if they were actually exacerbating the problem. A question that grew increasingly frequent in comic books. Coming in at number 5, we have the anti-drug crusades. So what is a very common street crime that vigilantes may want to tackle? Drug trafficking, of course. And Cloak and Dagger series was a vessel to get across a very strong anti-drug message to the impressionable youth. This is especially important in terms of runaway youth and street drugs because many disenfranchised kids turn to drugs when they have nowhere else to turn. So we expect to see a similar motif in the TV show if it decides to stick true to the origins of the characters, of course. I'm keeping my eye on you. Next up at number 4 is Dagger's facial marking. The mark that encircles Dagger's eye isn't just there for fun, nor is it a failed makeup attempt or her trying out the latest in cupping therapy. The white marking is a manifestation of her power. It appears off and on, usually when she is using her abilities. The mark was also present on Wolfsbane and Professor X when they were in control of her powers for a while, so don't mess with anyone with a white mark near their eye, you could find yourself getting daggered. Up next at number 3, we got Chadwick Boseman as a mentor. Playing a superhero on screen is tougher than it seems. Not every actor is a natural at it. To alleviate some of the stress of their roles, Cloak and Dagger actors Aubrey Joseph and Olivia Holt sought out a mentor to teach them the ropes. This was Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther. The number 1 piece of advice he gave them? Never lose touch of the human side of their hero. It's the side the audience will connect with, not the side trying to absorb life forces. In the number 2 spot, they were members of the Dark X-Men. The Dark X-Men were a team put together by the villainous Norman Osborn, just leeching off the good reputation of the actual X-Men team. While Cloak and Dagger were hesitant to join, they were swayed by Norman's promise to help them take the war on drugs further. However, the team fell apart due to Emma Frost and Namor's betrayal, and they were offered a chance to join the actual X-Men team instead, one that might actually have a real interest in a good deed. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have Cloak and Badger. Ending off on a fun note here, Cloak and Dagger have counterparts in the Spider-Ham universe. I know, who even thinks of these things? Their names are Cloak and Badger, and I'll give you 2 guesses what animals they may be based on. Their names are Cloak and Badger, and I'll give you 2 guesses what animals they may be. It's good fun and all, but that dagger suit really ain't working for a badger. And speaking of badger, are we sure the artists here even know what a badger looks like? I'm gonna say probably not. So those were the top 10 Cloak and Dagger facts. Let me know in the comment section down below who you want facts on next. My name is Rory Destraya. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.